uh, 31 May 2023, 4 o'clock, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. As you can observe, I was kind of trying to have my bedtime, but I'm not in the mood to define the needs of the court or the players that we have. We will move from the point we stopped. We will fill this model and ask you please take a look risk report 2023 tracemail.blogspot.com. The two last posts, it's basically about the consequence and the prevention of crimes integrated by collinear argument ruled by covariance as stimulation. It's a plagiarism you do by the effort we did. Goes like this all the time. We will not mention the fact about Brazil, considering that Brazil do not respect the law or the constitutional guarantees, do not respect the citizen and the Brazilian people in the same way. It's all things noticed as weird because it's weird have criminals at the institutional power planning the future of mankind in institutions all around. In a very specific moment, you for sure will have at least one specific type as conflict of interest, which is do the legal accomplishment. As you can observe, Brazil is unable to do, and other areas for sure like Europe, USA. The difference is how you treat the problem and the intensity you consider this a problem. This situation, we could observe that we had our local area passing through the international system, setting the global mobilization of local crime, running international scams. If we got this failure here because the gap, as logical gap, a fake record, it's a trend, a trace. You will have this as a router. You can track your matrix. After you track your matrix, hearing the checks doing the record or the procedure or the procedural activity, which is a decision in general judicial as a judge. You will got the designation who did and the hiring process who made. We'll check that this area here now is integrated as the global mobilization of crime, considering local corruption on institution passing through the international association. It's named transnational organized crime. The transnational organized crime is my estimative Z that will affect my variable x, my variable x1, my variable global x3. And I will consider the function, any function that I can have. For instance, the judicial system or the regulatory premise as a court or the OECD, whatever. My local judicial function, considering the procedural decision as a variable antitrust, if with problems linked at transnational organized crime as estimative Z, the make decision procedure or the case, the function judicial power USA, the case, the antitrust justice, and the estimative Z as transnational organized crime, affecting the antitrust justice that dripped information or a model, for instance, to the Swiss bank, right? Or had misperception about someone or put anyone else in risk or something like this. First thing that you have on mind. Now we will raise this board. Beautiful, isn't it? Authentic. See. So the other thing we'll have on mind that the last two posts, if you take a look at the blog, it's about the procedural consequence and ethical consequence. It's your problem. I'm a single creditor by law with a credit under constitutional conformance sourced at my right and not satisfied. Why? It's the question up to you. The conversation we have indeed is collinear on me having the International Criminal Court and all judicial power on Europe and USA, excluding the Brazil by the problems. They are integrated, unfortunately. We will check that the current model as risk analysis is about the compensation and things that you have as a second option at your scams ongoing at sports, events and all. You got your scam and suffered a constriction or something like this. This is your scam. We must set the constriction in an interval to put you empty here and empty here. This entire interval will put you in evidence. Now we can erase this area here, and having the scam we outside. First thing that you have on mind. The second thing, we will check that commoditize things, especially contracts, setting a future market based on the expectation as insertion that you have or has or had as estimative values at events that allow you to do this kind of hedges, like a show of a big star or a soccer game or a NFL game or whatever. We will do this with the beverage, the drink, things they consume, and you consider that you do the insertion and will have the commoditized contracts in the near future as a private equity thing. But since the scam got unveiled or under observation not only at the show business as stars, movies, streams, but also at the sports as the main driver, including the salary of sports players, agents and others. We'll check that we will have our function, which is your service or item, your property, whatever, something like this. Your function will have the price of something or the event that you have as the game. Here is the price that can be associated with this function. That can be the price of your service, the items of art that you have, or the tickets at the game. But you also have the estimative as the black markets to offer the ticket, and since it got associated with the offer as ticket, indeed you will have the estimative Z taking advantage or obtaining the ticket before the fence, and of course that will change little by little the price of this activity. If your ticket has as cost 10 and the estimative, if you it's 10 each ticket and you had 1 up to 10, you will have as a result 100. But you could get 5 tickets for you and put as 20. It means that now we are setting here an interval as preference that will choke the option or possibility as expectation of your consumer, frustrating this rational expectation as obtain the ticket paying $10 and they will pay $20 and your price will be like 100 that you must deliver it at the organization at the show. But indeed this was 1 up to 5, which implies 50, and more 5 here, that is kind of 100. You could cover the price of this thing here and obtain extra money as 50. See, this is the FIFA scams that was running in Rio de Janeiro. Had a procedure at the police that was choked or closed. You must request not only this, but all instruments that probably was set at my home, my private life, to collect the data and the information about the asset we built it. Now we will check that we will consider this function as the insurance. And the insurance will have a contract, for instance, the farmer or the vehicle or whatever. And this has a price fixed at the market. But this model goes by the collinearity at risk. But how can I will trace this? I will observe that my insurance contract, considering the element that is the object of this contract, will have the risk on it, and my insurance contract, considering the type of object I have, which is the sector that will apply the insurance at the variable at this sector, running the risk, I know that the collinearity is at the risk. So in other words, the index risk, which is part of the contract, change the behavior of the variable, driving the variable through the variance that only goes inside the risk in order to obtain the insurance. And we'll check that you have the price set as the real thing considering, and also the estimative price, as you can observe that your vehicle has the price at $10, but you have the estimative and things like the old mobile or something like this, a vehicle that are kind of has value. You can create the value and have the association created as value associated with the vehicle, which can be also the risk, as the refund at the contract. And you have a new line here as a second market as fixing the price of your thing, affecting the function. Now we are unveiling that the risk element related with the object and the contract as insurance, which is the function as insurance itself, has a level here that I'm not observing as the Z comma. This is a multi-level. The function is representing the multi-level contract with the Ponzi scheme based at the two level as collinearity, as you can observe, the risk and the pricing considering the risk based on the Z, based on the object at the sector that allowed me to have this cross cut here, moving my curve. I will project the situation here at the second market, having an extension of gain that will be presented at this element here as it, but as you can observe, guided by the hidden level, and they will do this as exploitation of prestige or handmade the index at the market. It's the manipulation, it's illegal. It's on our blog, the last post we had. Have a nice week.